yeah, look, we're going to need massive solutions. We're going to need massive help in these next 24 hours now left of the transfer window. And yes, we've brought in quality and proven quality like João Palhinha, like Javi Simons, like Mohamed Kudus, but it's not enough. It's not enough at all. And we need more. We're not going to get it though. I just can't see us. Like, there's no rumours at this moment in time, no serious links to any players. Like, we need more in the forward line. We need more in the defensive line as well. Like, what's going? Like, we're not going to bring in anyone, are we?
I don't think so. I think we would have heard about people being closer, in my opinion. Look, you never know; something could come out of the blue. But I think Tottenham fans expecting a big 48 hours will probably be disappointed. I think
it's not 48 hours anymore.
Whatever it is, 24 hours. I think they're going to be disappointed, to be honest. I think Simons was obviously the one we were desperate for because we don't have a number 10 in the squad fit at the moment. That was what I was saying in a lot of the updates. I think by hook or by crook we'll get a number 10 in. That was my prediction. But when it comes to a winger and it comes to a defender, I don't think we're going to put. I'm going to be surprised if we push the belt out to get someone. I think if there's an opportunity, maybe Lookman on loan, maybe something like that, a cheap deal. I don't think we're going to be going for big deals in these last 24 hours. I really don't. I think it's going to be opportunistic. And even then, I don't know if it's going to be, if we're serious about bringing someone in, are we desperate to bring someone in? Or is it something like if something falls in our lap, we'll go for it kind of thing? I still see a lot of the rumours of Savinho flying around. I just don't think that's ever going to happen. I think people need to put that to bed. I don't think we're getting Savinho in these last 24 hours. I think that's a pipe dream, in my opinion. Maybe we can get a cheap defender like if Akanji or Ake come available, or they're both on the bench today.
Yeah, we have heard Akanji has rejected the AC Milan proposal.
So that's good, and that's obviously a defensive signing, and that'll be great. But I just think if people expecting us to splash big on a winger between now and the end of the window, I don't think it's going to happen. And look, as much as I'd like it to happen, I'm not angry if we don't do it. It's just is what it is. I think we've got players there in the wing positions. We've got options, especially once
it's not good enough.
Decky comes back. And Frank's job is to come in and make these players better. And we've got good talent there. And that's what he's got to do. That's what he's got to do. Look, when you're comparing it to a lot of our rivals, yeah, it's not the same level right now, but that's why Frank's here, to get them up there, and it's going to take time, but that's what his job is for a lot of these young players. Odegaard, Tell, obviously, getting high level from Johnson, Simons now coming in, and we've invested in these players, and I think unless we're getting rid of any of them, you're going to have to trust them.
It is true, because if we're going to bring in a player in the forward line, then you start looking at Odegaard and Tell that one of them is going to have to miss out from the European squad. You're looking at bringing in a defender. You're looking at probably Ben Davies is going to miss out on the European squad, which obviously I got no problem with either of those. If Odegaard or Tell miss out from the European squad and we bring in someone else on the wing, I'm more than happy with that. And Ben Davies as well, I'm more than happy for him to miss out if we bring in an Akanji or an Ake. And I think that's what we need to do, because I don't think the quality is there. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. Like Odegaard, like maybe they just haven't been given enough chances and a consistent run the team to show what they're about, but are they ever going to be given this kind of consistent run the team unless we get injuries? Like, we're always going to start probably a Brennan Johnson on the left-hand side and a Mohamed Kudus on the right. Like,
I don't think so. I think, you think Johnson's going to start every game?
Well, I don't think so. Maybe he's not going to start every game, but I can't see Odegaard and Tell being given the consistent runs in the team.
I can definitely. I think Johnson's got to keep his place. If he keeps playing like he did yesterday, he'll be out of the team, and Odegaard and Tell will get a chance.
Yeah, we haven't seen anything from Odegaard and Tell to suggest that they can keep their space.
Well, they got to get their chance. We haven't had how much chance have they really had? Not much. And if Odegaard and Tell were playing like Johnson did yesterday, you'd probably say the same about them. But although Johnson scores,
what's going to happen with Johnson? He'll come in the next game. He'll probably start on the bench. He'll come off the bench. He'll score. Start the next game. Score. And then put in a stinker the game after, and we're all going to sit here being like, "Oh, Brennan Johnson's not good enough. What does he do apart from score?" And then the cycle starts again. You know what I mean? Odegaard will come in for one game. Tell will come in for one game. We're saying, "Oh, these guys are not good enough. Get Johnson back. He scores." You know what I mean? I think there's too many games for that. I
think they're going to get chances. They're going to get runs of games. So look, it's up to them to keep their place and play well for sure. But I think the thought of Johnson's going to keep those two players out and they're not going to get enough game time, I don't think it's going to be the case. They'll get chances and they'll get game time. And look, I think there are two good players in my opinion. I think they do have quality. They just need a bit of run to show it. And look, Odebear, since he's come, he's had bad injury problems and hasn't really had a consistent run. Tell obviously came in last year, came in a bit of a shit show with the big injuries, been playing up front a lot, all that kind of stuff. So I think there's different circumstances why both players haven't shown their best yet. I think
Tell
they just need a fair crack.
His best position. That's what we heard when we signed him. You know, everyone was saying, Tell, don't get it twisted. Tell's best position is the number 9, and he's terrible in the number 9. And I much prefer him out on the left-hand side. And I've seen a few flashes of things he can do, but I've never seen anything to suggest that Tell is going to be the answer to our problems out on the left-hand side. I just haven't seen it. Maybe I will over the course of the season. Maybe he can prove me wrong, and I hope he does. But I just haven't seen it. I just have not seen it. And I think we're desperate for another, at least one more player in the forward line. I think we're absolutely desperate for it.
Yeah, I mean, I would like one, but I don't think we're going to get one. Look, and I'm willing to give at least till January our forward options a go. What we have, obviously if it's up to me, I'd sign one, but I'm not going to start protesting if we don't get another forward in. I think we've had a good window, and I'm all right with our window at the moment.
What's your rating for the window at this moment in time?
I'll give it a 7.
7. Yeah, I'd probably say, I said last night, like a 6.5, something like that. I think, you know, I like the calibre of player that we've brought in, but I don't think it's been enough. I think we need more. I think 2 more. If we were to bring in a defender and an attacker of the required ability from in the next 24 hours, then I'd be delighted. And I think there's no one to say that Frank hasn't been backed if we do that. But I don't think he's been properly backed as of yet. I think, you know, we've got good players in, a few decent players in. He's been backed probably more than previous managers, but I don't think he's been fully backed as of yet. But if we bring those 2 players in, I don't think there's anyone that can say he hasn't been backed. And I think if we do bring those players in, I don't think you'll see a protest for the rest of the season because it'll all be on Frank and the players.
What's this? In the past 24 hours, Tottenham made an inquiry about Pavard on a loan deal, but Inter is not open to this formula. Well, that's great.
Great stuff.
Great.
Absolutely great stuff.
So that's the latest news. We inquired about Pavard, but they don't want to loan him out. So fantastic.
We're just going for like just throwing offers at anyone, just seeing what sticks. That's what it seems like. It doesn't seem like any like sort of concerted plan or effort. But we'll see. We'll see. The next 24 hours is big. It's big in my opinion. I'm not really expecting much, but I did say before I don't think we're going to get anyone in, but I think we will bring in at least one.
At least one.
Yeah, in the next 24 hours.
See, I'm looking at the squad numbers right now, and it kind of just about works currently at the moment to fit some players in and that we need. And obviously, any more signings, then all of a sudden you're making difficult decisions. So I'm kind of.
This is the name of the game, though. It's like difficult decisions. You have to make difficult decisions if you're a manager.
I know, but that's what we want. But I don't know if they're going to do it unless someone unexpected is leaving.
They have to do it. Like we're so short at centre back. We are really short. We've got 3 good centre backs at the club. That's it. So how can we not sign another centre back?
Well, we've got what Frank was answered when he was asked the question is we've got 3.
Yeah, I don't believe what he was saying.
And then we've got Davis. Then we got Kataka. And in a couple of months we've got Dragic.
I do not believe he's happy with that. I don't believe for a second he's happy with that. Especially with the emphasis that he has on clean sheets and the emphasis that he has on defensive solidity. I don't buy for a second he's happy with that. And you wouldn't be seeing all these links to Akanji, to Ake, to Pavard if that was true as well.
There's one thing wanting an extra one, and there's one thing not being happy with what you have.
I don't think he is happy with what he's got, because if he was happy with what he's got with 24 hours left of the window, we wouldn't be going for another centre back.
Well, you can always look for better.
Yeah, but I think we want better because we need it. I think it's desperation.
Desperation?
Yeah.
It's a
I think
big word.
we desperately need a centre back to come in that can play at
More
fullback.
than a winger?
I think Me personally, I'd prefer to bring in a winger. I probably would prefer to bring in a winner because I don't believe in the wingers that we have too much. But I think in terms of the squad numbers, you'd probably say a centre-back is probably more of a pressing issue.
When it comes to, that's true. I know, I wouldn't say it's desperate. I just think it's like, we would like one. But I don't know about desperate.
It is desperate.
We've got 6.
We've got Dragusin, who's not going to be fit for 2 months, and who knows?
So what happens in 2 months' time?
Who knows when he's going to be back to his best? You know, it could be much longer than 2 months. Look how long it took Bentancur to get back to his best after his ACL. So I don't know. I think you can pretty much write off Dragusin at this moment in time, for the time being. You got Ben Davis, who we all know he's been here for 11 years, and it's probably he's not of the required quality to play for us at centre back in the Premier League.
Does Frank think that?
I think so. And who else we got? Kota Takai, who barely gets ever mentioned by Thomas Frank, and I think he mentioned him for the first time.
You mentioned him
last week. So that leaves you with 3 competent centre backs.
3 competent centre backs.
Yeah, 3 good level centre backs.
Yeah, but we do have 3. You can think that, like, I don't know if Frank thinks they're not competent.
Competent was probably the wrong word, but at a good level, at the required ability and level.
Yeah, I agree. I want one, but I don't know. I just don't think the club are desperate for one.
I think they are. And if they weren't desperate for one, I don't think that they would be. We would see all these links. We wouldn't be putting feelers out for Pavard. We wouldn't have these links from Romano to Akanji and Ake. We just wouldn't see it. I think we'd be focusing our attentions in other places.
But why haven't we gone for one before?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Like for number 10, we've been after one all window.
Yeah,
it's not been the same for the defender.
It's true. So why are we after one now then?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I think it's like we're looking for a potential opportunity late in the window because if we can get a cheap deal and improve our backline or add a centre back, it's great. But are we going to push the belt out for one?
Yeah.
Probably not, because we're not desperate for it.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they thought Dragusin would be back earlier than first reported, or than they think now. Maybe they thought Kota Takai was going to come in and be part of the squad, and maybe now they don't think so. Maybe he's not ready. You know, there could be many different kind of situations going on behind the scenes. We don't know.
Well, let's see. Look, I hope we get a winger and a centre back. I would love it, and I think that would make the business we've done so much better. I'm just not hopeful.
Yeah. Look, don't get me wrong. I'm not hopeful as well, but it has to be done. We have to do our best to get players in before the end of this window.
Will there be anger if we don't, or disappointment?
Not sure, to be honest. You have to ask me at 7 o'clock tomorrow and I'll tell you. I'm not sure if it's going to be anger or disappointment, but I think like if we don't bring anyone, like I said, a 6.5/7 out of 10 window, which is decent, but we're still leaving ourselves short, in my opinion. So it's just classic Spurs to leave yourself short, but bring in some decent players.
Yeah, you ask every probably club in the Premier League, apart from Arsenal, have they left themselves short? They'll probably all say yes, somewhere.
Maybe, but Spurs consistently do it every single year.
Yep, that's true. Depressing.
All right, well, that's the situation on the transfer